Third member of our team, courtside, Michelle Tafoya. Michelle.
All right, guys. Well, Ben Wallace did not practice yesterday because of a lower back strain. Instead, he just got electric stim on the back. But today, he needed very little treatment. Just got a rub down. He told me he feels fine. He was able to participate in all of the drills at this morning's shoot-around. And Larry Brown has told all of his players that tonight is the night. They don't want a Game 7. As Brown told me earlier, this is like the NCAA tournament. One and done as far as I'm concerned.
7-point lead here early for the Pacers. Ben Wallace over and around Jermaine O'Neal.
Smart move by Larry Brown. Yeah, we saw it, and I mentioned it. Right when Chauncey missed that shot, he turned and looked right at the bench. But I got to say, that is something Chauncey has always done.
Wow. Ben Wallace.
I have to stop because that was a made bucket.
Chance to add one. Reggie Miller going to get a handful of jersey, and Ben goes right through him.
I don't think Ben even knew he was there.
I don't think so either.
That was like a rice noodle garden spoon.
Our test on Hamilton again. Ben Wallace, they'll give him that all night. The crowd urges him to take it, but he got his own miss. Wow. And he won't miss that one. Motown is Pro-Town. Ben Wallace, the last two baskets for the Pistons.
Well, when you think about it, the Pistons are struggling offensively. So who do they go to?
Their offensive juggernaut, Ben Wallace.
I mean, here, Jermaine O'Neal just runs by, doesn't block out the shooter, and you can't not block out Ben Wallace, of all guys.
8-point lead again. The Pistons have never led. Rasheed Wallace turns on Crozier. Ben Wallace with a follow.
Boy, that was close. I don't know if that was out of the rim. But, Ben was up there so long, it looked like he waited until he thought he came outside of the rim and then pushed it back through. Well, number one, I like what both teams are doing. First, they go down to Rasheed Wallace, the Pistons do, and that gets him a great shot, and Ben Wallace gets the follow through. Then on the other end, they're going down to O'Neal. So the two guys who have to get involved in this game are starting to get involved in this game.
And the shots aren't falling much better on that rim than they were on the one to our left.
There's some fatigue in this game. I mean, you can see it. Again, Artest demanded.
Whoa, jump ball. How about that muscle?
That's great. I love what Artest is doing, though, Brad. He's demanding that Jermaine O'Neal get to the post. Now, they've come up empty on both of them, but it's a good move by Artest. He has taken the ball out of the point guard's hand. He's waved them off, and he points to O'Neal and says, you get to the post. They better be careful here.
It's a big jump ball.
Yes. This is a fast break opportunity for Detroit if the Pacers aren't careful.
And Rip Hamilton ahead to Corliss Williamson. You call it, Doc. Pistons aren't dead yet. And the crowd couldn't be more alive. Tayshaun Prince cupping his ear as if to say, Chauncey, I can't hear you. The crowd's too loud. It's our test on Hamilton again. We've seen it all night. A pass ricocheted to Ben Wallace. Now he moves in with a left hand off the glass. Boy, he hasn't finished a lot of them tonight. I didn't think he'd finish that one.
No, but he went towards the basket on that one. He wasn't trying to change anything. He was going right through you.
Johnson leaves it for Harrington. He got it blocked by Prince. Another big block by Tayshaun Prince. Trying to get the ball in. A struggle to do so to O'Neal. Now it's Artest driving on Wallace, trying to throw one down, and it didn't go. And Rasheed Wallace with a rebound. And there'll be less than a minute to play as Billups brings it up. A deafening crowd of over 22,000 at the Palace. They can sense it. Tayshaun Prince got it! The Prince of the Palace saves his best for Game 6. A block shot, and then a huge jumper. Artest trying to throw it down, hit the back of the iron. And then on the other end, after Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace corral Ron Artest, it's Tayshaun Prince time.
I tell you, Brian, you hit him right, though. The block shot, and not Ben Wallace's block shot, Tayshaun Prince's block shot.
Amazing how 22,000 can sing the same song right on cue. Ben Wallace, who said, I don't care if the score's 29-28 as long as we have the W.
You know, that's the way I was taught basketball, that whoever wins the game at the end, who gives a crap what the score is?
Tayshaun Prince will be the man to trigger it. Maybe he's the man that's going to trigger the win. With a big defensive play and a big shot. Ben Wallace!
And the Pistons still have the foul to give, and they're going to use it.
Tayshaun Prince with a block, a shot, and an assist. The Pistons trying to get it in bounds and throw it in. And for the first time in 14 years, the Pistons go to the NBA Finals. They're the 2004 Eastern Conference champions.
You know, Brad, the Detroit Pistons started this season off with one goal, not to make it back to the Eastern Conference Finals. They wanted a chance to beat the team from the West, and they're going to get that chance starting on Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we direct your attention to center court for the very special presentation. Please welcome NBA Deputy Commissioner Russ Grenick and Detroit Pistons President of Basketball Operations, Joe Dumars, for the presentation of the Eastern Conference Championship Trophy.
First of all, I want to congratulate the Pacers on a terrific season. And for Joe Dumars, the entire Pistons organization, and the great fans of Detroit, it's on to the final.